Animation over the years has brought forth some of the best and most powerful stories, characters, and universes that have ever been made. But within the last 20 years, Avatar: The Last Airbender stands as one of, if not the, best animated series around. Not the least of which is because of the team that helped make it great through a deep lore, grand animated battles, epic characters, and more. It spawned a sequel series and Legends of Korra, and heaps of comics that expanded the story even more. And now, it's going to grow even more. Allow us to show Avatar Studios' upcoming series releases and updates. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. A brief history of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender was released all the way back in 2005, and when it debuted, people instantly knew it was something different. But just how different was not known at the time. Over the course of a few seasons, the series delved deep into the characters of the world, both past and present, and showcased a unique world where bending the elements was commonplace amongst many, and how the Avatar brought the world together until he vanished, and then was found 100 years later. The show is hailed as one of the most important and well-done animated series in history, and it still holds up to this day. What's more, as noted, it brought forth a new series via The Legends of Korra, which ran for 4 seasons. While it didn't have as much of an impact, and the quality was suspect at times by the team's own admission, it did continue on the legacy. But since then, the only expansion of the lore came through the comics via Dark Horse. That is, until 2021. Number 4. The birth of Avatar Studios. Because in February of this year, Nickelodeon dropped a bombshell that would set up the Avatar universe for a long time. Nickelodeon today announced the launch of Avatar Studios, a newly formed division designed to create original content spanning animated series and movies based on the beloved world of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. Original creators and executive producers Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko will helm the studio as co-chief creative officers, reporting to Ramsey Naito, President, Nickelodeon Animation. The studio's output will bow on platforms including Paramount+, Viacom CBS subscription video on-demand service, on Nickelodeon's own linear and digital platforms, as well as on third-party platforms and in theaters. The first project from Avatar Studios is slated as an animated theatrical film set to begin production this year. Additional details will be available soon. Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra have grown at least tenfold in popularity since their original hit runs on Nickelodeon, and Ramsey Naito and I are incredibly excited to have Mike and Brian's genius talent on board to helm a studio devoted to expanding their characters and world into new content and formats for fans everywhere, said Brian Robbins, President, Viacom CBS Kids and Family. Creator-driven stories and characters have long been the hallmarks of Nickelodeon, and Avatar Studios is a way to give Mike and Brian the resources and runway to open up their imaginations even more and dive deeper into the action and mythology of Avatar, as we simultaneously expand upon the world of content available on Paramount+ and Nickelodeon. It's hard to believe it's been 19 years since we created Avatar: The Last Airbender, but even after all that time, there are still many stories and time periods in Aang's world that we are eager to bring to life. We are fortunate to have an ever-growing community of passionate fans that enjoys exploring the Avatar-verse as much as we do. And with this new Avatar Studios venture, we have an unparalleled opportunity to develop our franchise and its storytelling on a vast scale, in myriad exciting ways and mediums. We are exceedingly grateful to Brian Robbins and Ramsey Naito for their enthusiasm and respect for the Avatar property, and us as its stewards. From the start, they've supported our ambitious plans and created a positive, proactive environment for us. We're excited to be back at Nickelodeon where Avatar began, doing what we do best in the biggest way possible. We can't wait to build the great teams and productions to make all of this fantasy a reality, said Brian Konietzko and Michael DiMartino. Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender aired for 3 seasons originally on Nickelodeon, where it began in February 2005 and concluded in July 2008. The series has received the Peabody Award, a Primetime Emmy, Annie Awards, and Genesis Awards. The series follows the adventures of the main protagonist Aang and his friends, who must save the world by defeating Fire Lord Ozai and ending the destructive war with the Fire Nation. Avatar: The Last Airbender emerged from its initial 3 seasons, 61 episodes, as one of the most beloved animated properties in history. In addition to the series' success, the property also has been translated into a successful comic book and graphic novel series, which continues to roll out new original stories. The Avatar: The Last Airbender graphic novel spent 70 cumulative weeks on the New York Times graphics novel bestseller list, hitting number 1. The DVD and Blu-rays are also incredibly successful, with the Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series, generating nearly $5 million in retail sales since its 2018 release. So yeah, that was a big deal, and fans couldn't believe that Nickelodeon did that at all. Why? Well, number 3, from beloved to rushed. Here's the thing, making a show like The Last Airbender and Korra isn't easy. Animation is a long process, but the thing that can derail it the most is a studio interfering. While Atla was a big hit for Nickelodeon, when Korra came around, their switch flipped pretty quickly from loving it to wanting to get it off the air, which can be proven in various ways. Season 1 was just supposed to be just that, a 1-season miniseries, and then Nickelodeon gave it 3 more seasons, and suddenly there was a lot more to do, which is why Season 2 took over a year to come out. Then Season 3 dropped with almost no build-up, followed by Season 4 in the same way. What's more, Nick cut the budget to Season 4, which resulted in the most hated episode of Remembrances, where the bulk of the show was a flashback because they couldn't animate a true episode. The fans learned of this and blasted Nickelodeon, especially after the Korra finale, when they made it very clear they wanted more from this universe. Well, now they'll get it, and it might just stay around for a while. Number 2, teases from the creators. The creators of the Avatar universe dropped onto a podcast featuring 2 of the voice actors behind TLA and Korra, and had some interesting things to reveal. Knizko says that he and DiMartino have a very ambitious, multi-tiered plan to dig into this big, rich, largely untapped history and future in the Avatar world. Later, he followed up by saying that each of these projects has its own feeling, its own tone and look, so it will all feel true to the Avatar world, but will all be very different expressions of it, so it will really deepen it and expand it. DiMartino added, "We're coming in now and we have unprecedented support from Nickelodeon, so it is the franchise, the shows and animated stuff, but also other stuff beyond, in publishing and in podcasts, like you're doing all that stuff. We have all the ideas and generally we're going to get to over the years, explore all of them and get to make them, but it'll take some time. If we make all this stuff, you guys will just be podcasting about it for the next 20 years or so." Number 1, stories worth telling. Some out there might not understand why so many people are happy that Avatar is coming back, but the reason is honestly simple. The team worked hard to deliver a world that was full of stories, past, present, and future. They may have only intended to do 1 series, but after Korra, they clearly wanted to tell more. And now, they're going to be able to do it in their own way, and with the complete backing of Nickelodeon this time around. It may take a while to get where there's stuff to show, but it'll get there, and the Avatar will be waiting once it arrives. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the birth of the Avatar Studios and everything that's going to come with it? Do you think that if this does indeed work, that the Avatar cartoon universe will be around for 20+ years in a meaningful way? What do you personally want to see in the future series, movies, comics, and other medias from Avatar Studios? Are you hoping we get content from them sooner rather than later? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.